Welcome to Nancy and Nicole, Real Life, Real Talk. This is our first half of 2026 finale. We're going to take the summer off, but we have got a very fun conversation because we're going to talk about what is getting easier as you get older. The question is, what is getting easier as you get older? And I quickly answered everything except getting up off the floor.
Which is funny.
And I think
Many people would agree with you.
the closest second for me is to go to a show that starts like at 11 o'clock at night. That is not easier as you get older.
No.
Although I guess if you were retired, it could because maybe you just sleep at another different time. Love getting older in a lot of ways. I also know that I am blessed to have good health. That makes a huge difference, and that is not a given for everybody.
No.
I just actually had a conversation recently with some friends, and I made some joke about 70 being the new 60. And they pointed out to me that felt a little insensitive about the realities about what does happen as we're aging and some of the limitations that can come in. So I want to be clear in
I
saying
find that
everything gets
interesting.
better. I think there are absolutely challenges that come up, but I'm very struck in my own personal experience that the things that were the hardest about like my 40s and 50s, maybe even my 30s, was so much about caring what other people think, judging myself by my own standards, even if it wasn't about what other people thought, just my own ridiculously
Mhm.
unrealistic expectations for myself, is I just don't give a shit about that stuff anymore.
There you
Like,
go. I love it.
so much of that does not matter. There are other things that are of a more serious nature about getting older, but so I don't want to be flip. How about for you?
Cool. I think it's great. I think kind of like we were talking about before, and like you just mentioned, I definitely, there's a lot of things that I stress less about, let's say, especially in a business like real estate, what happens if a client we choose not to work together. I used to always have this fear of, oh my gosh, that's it, I'm done. I got to go get another job. I didn't get the listing. The buyer didn't work with me. This is clearly, I'm a failure and I got to move on. I feel less like that now. And because I know there's always another client. Some still sting more than others. Sometimes something doesn't come together and it's pretty easy to go, yeah, that was never going to work out for the best for anybody. And sometimes it stings, but the whole treating it as a worthiness definition or weigh in on me, certainly it's in a business setting. There is the business part of looking at something to go, hey, do I need to improve something there? Maybe there is something I could have done to have made it better. But I used to take it as a personal
Yeah.
affront judgment of I'm horrible at what I do. It's time to go
Yeah.
get a different job kind of thing. That is definitely not what goes through my mind, even a little bit anymore.
I'm wondering if you have different boundaries with people
Oh, 1,000%.
now than you did before and what
Yes.
that looks like.
Yes. Let's say specifically work wise. For sure. I mean, in the beginning, there's so much of have license will travel. You're going all over the place at all hours of the day, working 7 days a week. You would work 8 if there were 8 days a week, but there's only 7.
The Beatles think they're 8 days a week.
One of my things is now I don't really work on holidays, right? If it's like Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, even Mother's Day or something like that. And I'll just tell my clients anytime I've ever, walked away from a family event to go help a client on something like that, it never comes together,
Yeah.
and then I
Me
will have missed whatever it is I wanted to do to connect with the people I love. I will have spent time with a client to have something not come together. And that is one of the worst feelings. And so now I just tell my clients, I'm like, look, it's bad karma to negotiate on holidays. I just don't do it. They're like, that's cool.
I have gotten some screaming deals working weekends for my clients, though.
Yeah. Weekends, and sometimes, I'll work a
No,
weekend.
weekend holiday. I
Oh,
meant. I
holidays.
meant a holiday. There was a 4th of July. We totally scored a house.
If you can make it work, and quite honestly, if I had actually had it come together, I'd still be doing it. But for me, it never did. And then
Yeah.
I would have nothing on any level, right? Like
Yeah.
no time with the people I love, no paycheck at the end of my business day.
Yeah.
It was lame.
No, I'm with you. I think the boundary stuff for me is much more around people pleasing.
Oh, sure.
and my identity has changed and probably my personality as well. I like to think I've matured over the decades as I'm, heading towards 65 this year. But I just didn't want to say no to anything. Like I wanted
For
to
sure.
go do stuff and go out and
Yes.
go to the movies and have tickets to shows and have dinner with friends or go out for drinks back when I drank more. And like just I was a big, bold faced extrovert. And I definitely would say that as I have gotten older, that has shifted for me.
Yeah.
So different boundaries about, and I don't know if it was even so much that I was saying yes to stuff I didn't want to do as much as I just felt like that was what fed me. Not sure whether it did as much as I told myself it did, but I have no problems saying, no, sorry, I can't do that.
Yeah. There's a
And it
lot that
means
I
I'm
say
free.
no to socially now.
Yeah. It's not like, "Oh, I'm free that night, so yes, I can go do that thing." It's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, do I wanna go do that thing?"
Same.
Totally
Just
different. And I don't know if that is I mean, I think there are probably a bunch of variables that change that. I think some of it is age. I'm still convinced that the long ripple effect of those few COVID years of doing less is still playing out in the world.
well, and some in some ways I think for good in that it makes me at least realize I need space. Some of the things I say no to socially, I just don't ever want to do. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
when they're at. Is just was not what I want to do. But some of it is I do enjoy interacting with people, but I absolutely need quiet recuperation, rebuild time. There have been times in my life where I would just say yes, and all of a sudden you look up and it's like every night there's something, and that does not work well for
Yeah.
me. So, one of the things COVID helped me see is I really do better with space. So sometimes I say no to something, not so much because it's something I don't want to do, but I just already have a full calendar, and I know if I do it, I'm not going to be present. I'm going to be it's just it's not going
Yeah.
to be
Not a
worth
good fit.
doing. No,
Yeah.
for me or anybody else that I'm interacting with. So back to the space thing, and we were talking about that in the
Oh,
last podcast episode. I'm realizing that's a really important thing for me. And
yeah.
it's a little bit fluid in terms of what that definition might look like,
Sure.
but it is important. And it's helped me have better boundaries around a lot of
Yeah.
things.
I love that. Do you think getting older and you're still young, so,
So
but you are
relative.
older than you
My
were.
kids
So,
think I'm older.
how has your relationship to asking for help changed as the decades have gone on?
I am so much better at that. I was brought up in a family where she's like, you handled it and you just got it done. And we're hard workers and all the things. I still work really hard, but I've also recognized there's a whole bunch of stuff I'm actually not that good at. So that has helped me ask for help for the things that I'm just not good at. And with a lot of life happening in the last couple of years, the boys going away to school, my parents passing away. It's just been really nice and beautiful to be supported by people and to allow people in and let them help.
Yeah.
So, super grateful for that. I would have missed a lot of blessings if I
Mhm.
wasn't available to and open to asking for help and receiving it. How about you?
Funny, the thing that comes to my mind is actually in work-wise.
Mhm.
I feel way less I don't feel the pressure that I did early in my real estate career of feeling like I have to know everything and be good at everything, all the
Right.
aspects of being a real estate broker,
Mhm.
because there are a lot of different skill sets that go
For
into this.
sure.
And one of the best things that happened was realizing I don't have to be good at it. In fact, I'm not going to be good at all of them, but I can hire and partner
Oh,
and
yeah.
build a, affiliate team kind of stuff
Yeah.
with people who are really good at the stuff that I'm not good at. I don't want to do that's stressful, that burns me out, all of those kinds of things. And it just, I mean, I think it fits into sort of a bigger life philosophy that I have, which is like, do stuff here that's fun.
Yeah.
Figure out
Yeah.
how to get the other stuff done, but
Yeah.
you don't have to be the one torturing yourself doing it. So, I
No.
think that's the place where I've gotten better at asking for help.
Yeah, and embracing that has actually, for me, made, like, listings so much more enjoyable. One of my favorite parts about doing listings and working with sellers is, the clients, the house, all of that, but we have this whole team that comes in to help prep the house. and being able to interact with so many different people and knowing that they kind of put their little mark on the house and their love into the house. And we get to support their businesses and they're the experts at their unique section of the house prep process. It makes me really happy. I love that. And
Yeah.
it's a way, but if, first of all, half those jobs I couldn't do even if I wanted to, but even the ones I can sort of do, the people I hire are exponentially better
Yeah.
than if I did it.
And I'm just going to say there are a lot of realtors who have a little badge of honor that they do all those
Yes.
things. And I'm just going to say, A, I don't think you're having as much fun. And B, I don't think it's the most productive use of your expertise. But
Not by a long shot.
that's a conversation for another time.
Another topic or another podcast.
What other things have changed for you about getting older?
Hmm.
Oh, I'm going to actually answer that question.
Okay, good.
I'm so glad I asked. I think one of the things that is you just cannot escape as women getting older is what happens physically, like
Oh, sure.
menopause hits. And for most women, that is pretty significant. And it is such a wake up call for being in your body in a way that maybe people have always had that level of presence in their being in their bones and stuff.
Mhm.
But I think for a lot of people, it's just such a huge whiplashy, crazy thing. And what I like it in the last couple of decades, I've noticed because I went through menopause a long, long time ago, but people I know is there's way more resources out there. People are
So
talking
much.
about it more. We're understanding it. I mean, even though you know, science is ridiculously behind because we don't study women's health. Why would we? But just, I love that there is more paying attention and just acknowledging the physical aspect of aging for women. I think that's pretty cool.
That is a big thing.
Yeah.
I love it.
I am aware that aging for all the ways that I would say I would rather be 65 than 35 or 45 or
Mhm.
55 for sure. I mean, I kind of joked about it at the beginning is the getting up off the floor. I mean, there are aspects of stuff that I can't do. We were moving some furniture the other day in the house. Leah's a bit younger than me and stronger. And she's like, here, you grab this end and I'll grab that end. And I was like, we were on the upstairs and we were going to go down to the basement. I was
Uh-oh.
like, I don't think I actually can do that. And that was very surprising and humbling to me
Uh-oh.
that there was something that maybe I wasn't strong enough to do that I would have always thought in the past. But it is, and just, I get tired earlier. And not earlier like at night, but like I don't have, I mean, I think I'm kind of an energizer bunny in a lot of
You have a
ways.
lot of energy. Yeah.
Uh, but I do notice I don't quite have the steam I used to on a consistent basis. I can
Mhm.
rally. But so there's some stuff that's
Yeah.
interesting
I
about
think
getting
it's good though, because now I get to say no to the stuff I don't want to do because I don't have the energy. I think it's awesome.
I think the biggest gift is, as people say, just having less fucks to give about.
I definitely have less.
Yeah, I love that
And I
word.
love it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good thing. What's your number one thing you care less about? I think you just answered it with what people think, but
I kind of want to embrace being an older person. You
right.
can just say and do shit and be that crazy lady. I look at me and I don't think I'm like some little old gray haired granny type, but I get it for people who A, don't know me and B, see all that. Like I am, in fact, a little old gray haired lady by somebody's standards. And I kind of lean into that. Yeah.
It's good.
How about for you?
Yeah, I think it's just caring less what people think, doing more of what I want and less of what I think I'm supposed to do.
All right, let's wrap it up. For summer, we're going to have some fun highlight reels posting in July and August. So, stuff you would have missed before, you can keep an eye out for. And then we will be back here
In
talking about how
September.
summer 2026 was in September.
Love it. Enjoy your
All right.
summer, everybody.
All right. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye.